Well, for those of you living in and around the Oklahoma City area, the Kirkpatrick Center is having a spring tour of their own. And joining us today is Mr. Shaun Doering, who is a Kirkpatrick Center Gardens horticulturist. Welcome, Shaun.
Hi, Steve.
Tell us first of all, Shaun, what the Kirkpatrick Center is.
Well, the Kirkpatrick Center Museum Complex houses about 10 acres of various museums inside the whole building. And it houses the Aerospace Museum, the Planetarium, the Omniplex, and various art galleries upstairs, and also houses the Indian Art Gallery. And we also have the garden in the greenhouse, which we're at right now.
Okay. Now you're having a special tour this spring. Tell us the name of it and kind of when the dates are.
Okay. The name of our tour this year is called Tour de Fleurs, and it started February 24th and runs all the way through April 19th. And it just basically shows the visitor, and we also offer tours to the public of the gardens in the greenhouse. And you can see the various spring blooming flowers, the tulips and the hyacinths, daffodils and crocus, and the various spring blooming trees and shrubs.
Well, tell us how many tulips you have and some of the spring flowering plants.
Well, behind us we can probably see about anywhere from 6,000 to 8,000 tulips, and they're getting ready to bloom. And also we have about the same number of pansies. The pansies were planted last fall, and so were the tulips. So both the pansies were blooming last fall and made it all the way through the winter time too.
Mm-hmm. Now that's one of the uniqueness of the gardens that you're trying with mixing the tulips and the pansies together. Tell us a little bit about when you planted them and how you're doing that.
Okay. The pansies are usually started probably in midsummer, and we end up with about a 3-inch pot and stick it in the ground probably in October or so.
Uh-huh.
And then after all the pansies are planted, we come back in November and plant the bulbs through the pansies. So basically we're going to have pansies blooming, and then the tulips are going to come up through the middle of the pansies and bloom in the springtime.
Well, the color contrast is just beautiful. It really is. Now, if someone should miss your spring tour, Shaun, you've got several things throughout the season too. Tell us a little bit about what people can see the remainder of the year.
Our whole concept is we do a large variety of seasonal color throughout the whole year. So if any time you come out here, you'll probably see various flowers in bloom at any time of the year. The rest of the year, we'll see have our summer annuals probably put in the end of April and the first part of May. That'll range anywhere from begonias to impatiens, to caladiums, and lantanas and lantana trees, and hibiscuses and hibiscus trees and perennials and all kinds of interesting things.
All right.
I think approximately there's about 10,000 separate individual annuals that we'll be putting out for the summer.
Okay. Now, in addition to all the flowers and ornamentals, you've got vegetables, fruit trees, you've got a greenhouse full of plants. So really there's plenty for everyone to see. What about with the individuals and the tours? You were telling me a little bit about a program guide here. So if someone comes out by themselves, what can they get for this particular program?
This program we made to give out to the visitor that would kind of give them an idea of what they would see out here, and this is available at the door when they come into the complex.
Uh-huh.
Again, coming out to the garden, you can also go through the whole complex. It's all one fee. And this is just kind of a self-guided walking tour and a map of the garden and the greenhouse, and you can kind of go through both, and the staff is always here to answer questions that you might have on anything too if you can't find it in the our little brochure here.
Now you've got the vegetable garden, you've got Japanese gardens. Again, there's something year-round,
right.
and Shaun, the color this spring is really great. When do you expect the peak time to really be on the spring bulbs?
I think the peak time of the tulips, or the best time to come out and see the tulips, is probably going to be the second week in April.
Okay, good. Well, as you can see, it's for the kids and family. We've got a lot of kids behind us today. It's a lot of fun, beautiful color. So if you're in and around the area, we want to encourage you to come by the Kirkpatrick Center. It really is very educational. And Shaun, thanks for having us out today.
Thank you. Thanks for coming.
We hope you've enjoyed this classic from the Oklahoma Gardening Vault. Remember, even though these tips and techniques are timeless, there's always something new to learn in the world of gardening. By subscribing to both Oklahoma Gardening and OK Gardening Classics, you'll have access to a wealth of gardening knowledge, both classic and contemporary.